What if the moments that broke you, the questions that have kept you searching, the times that you felt lost or uncertain, were never meant to defeat you, but to awaken you? Hi, I'm Shelley, and this is Your Sacred Soul. Here we share real stories of real people whose life experiences opened up their hearts and awareness, both personally and spiritually, forever changing the way they understood life. My guest today is Joanie Guthrie from Calgary, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about Joanie before she comes on to share today. Joanie is a mom and she has a 17-year-old son, and she did own a residential cleaning business but was unable to continue after she had a really severe car accident about 5 years ago, I believe it was. Joanie is creative and she loves doing mosaics, art, rock painting, and other kind of creative items, and it's sold in a gift shop, which is really cool for her. We all have that creativity in our life. Joanie's been through a lot, as we had talked previous, and I found a bit about her, and she's been through really difficult things, but that's been part of her journey, and I know she'll talk about that today, just as we all have been through our own things. So it does not define us. We were talking about that. Whatever any of us has been through does not define who we are, which is such a beautiful message for all of our lives. And Joanie's life's changed dramatically after she stumbled upon a class when she was looking online a few years ago. So she'll talk about that. That was very interesting. And I know she sees life so much more differently now, and she really has that heart to help other people. She's involved in transformational workshops, and I know we'll talk about that today. And we all struggle with things in our life, and we sometimes we feel like it'll never change and that we're alone. But as you'll see today, and as all the stories that we hear, is that change is possible and that we're not alone. So I know that Joanie's story is going to give hope to the listener today, that you might, be struggling with your own issues, and change is possible. And I know that was for my own life too. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So I'm just excited to have Joanie here today. Thank you so much for coming on the show, or on that, not the show, but the podcast. And yeah, so I just want to welcome Joanie.
Hi.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's Joanie there. Okay, so Joanie, just to get started, you can tell us a little bit about your background and how you grew up and just kind of what your family was. And I know that, just from us talking previous, it wasn't probably the best, but you can share, some of the challenges that you went through with your family, and just did you have any kind of spiritual knowledge at all in your upbringing? So you can kind of start there.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Calgary in Fairview. Um, my mom and my dad split up when I was probably about three. So my mom raised me and my brother. Um, she was an alcoholic, so I grew up in a house in a house of an alcoholic, and it was challenging at times. It was uh, it affected everything. It affected my schoolwork. It affected the people I hung out with. I began to rebel. Um, got into it the wrong crowd.
Mhm.
Um, started doing bad teenage things.
Yeah.
Um, I started doing drugs. I started doing drinking alcohol. I ran away from home multiple times.
Mm,
Uh, and then I ended up moving in with my father when I was 11 or 12. 12, probably
yeah.
12, yeah. And that's when things got even worse. Um,
Yeah.
he started sexually abusing me when I moved out there. Um,
And
for
that's
about
just,
three.
yeah, I was going to say that is just something no child should have to go through, hey?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty confusing at the time. he had me so brainwashed that making me think it was okay, that it wasn't anything to worry about. He kept me from the rest of my family. He kept
Right.
me from them.
Yeah.
They would try to get a hold of me, and he would never tell me that they called. So I thought I was alone. I was totally alone, and I thought my family had forgot about me, I guess.
Mm.
Um,
That must have
so
been a really
yeah,
difficult time for you, hey, being that young and just
yeah,
so confusing, eh?
yeah, it was. So that ended. I ended up moving back here after I came home from school one day think I was in grade 10. Came home from school one day and he was trying to commit suicide. And I came home to a bloodbath.
Oh, boy.
So I had moved, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I
So
called
traumatic too, hey? Just
yeah, yeah, it
another
was,
traumatic thing for you to go through.
yeah. And I mean, he was a drug addict as well.
Mhm.
He would shoot up right in front of me all the
Oh,
time.
boy. Yeah.
Actually, when I first moved out there, he was going through withdrawal from something else, and I had to take care of him. And when I first moved
Right.
out there,
Yeah.
it just went downhill. But yeah, so I moved back to Calgary, moved in with my grandma because me and my mom didn't get along.
Right.
Yeah, and I just continued down a really dark path. I had continuously gotten into myself into toxic relationships, abusive
Yeah.
relationships. And each one got a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, I was justifying it and, it's
Hmm.
a little bit better than the last, so I'll take it, and I would settle for all these abusive men. And yeah,
Yeah, and we had talked about the fact like when you look at that pattern is like that's what you were used to in your life, right? That was
mhm,
what was modeled to you.
it was
So
comfortable.
it's not surprising, right? That
Mhm,
because that's what happens in our life, right? Just that pattern with your mom being an
yeah,
alcoholic and then your dad and the abuse, then you just that was a way of life for you in
yeah.
accepting
All
that.
I knew.
Yeah, like we know no better, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
that's kind of what we accept in our life because we don't know
yeah,
anything differently. Yeah.
yeah. It's amazing what shapes your life from childhood and those
Absolutely.
deep ingrained beliefs that you get when you're younger, right? When from your childhood,
Exactly.
and I'm still to this day working with those hardcore beliefs
Right.
that
It takes
aren't
a while,
aren't that
doesn't it?
aren't true, right? But to me,
Exactly.
they were true.
Yes.
So it's yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, but
Yeah.
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Healing is a process, right? No
Yeah,
matter how our life changes. So like that going through that healing takes time.
yeah,
Absolutely it does.
yeah.
And that's okay, right?
But
That's okay.
it's a good thing. It's for once in my life, I finally feel like a little bit of happiness, which I
Yeah.
never thought that I would ever experience. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And at some point now you told your mom, right, about this
Yes, I
abuse.
did. When I had a dream one night, I don't know, remember what it was, but I woke up and I thought, you know what? That's it. I got to tell her because I held it in for until I was 23.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I phoned my grandma and my mother and I told them to come over and I told them it was the worst, hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, just the hurt that I saw in my mom's face, it was
Yeah,
pretty tough to see. But
yeah,
after that, we called the cops and I went to court. Got him charged. I charged him with in three different provinces
yes.
because we moved to three different provinces during that time. And yeah, so I'm not sure what he got for punishment or I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
think he only did like a few months, and
okay.
then he was supposed to show up for court and never did. And it was,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know where he is now, but
yeah, so you don't really have that contact with him
no,
anymore.
no.
Yeah, at least that must have been a relief in a way though for you to because sometimes these things are hidden for so long and
Hmm.
being able to get it out and then to have your mom come to your side and your grandma and
Yeah.
step up to the plate. It must have felt good.
Well, it did. It did. It was a little scary because one of the reasons why I didn't come out with it and tell anybody was because I was scared for my life. I
Right.
mean, he had on a few occasions said things or showed me things that would,
Yeah.
you know, pretty
Like,
much say, if you tell anybody, this is
yeah.
what's going to happen to you.
Yeah. That fear
So,
was there. And that's
yeah.
often what happens is that you believe something because they want to hide it, of course, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course shame and guilt
Hmm.
and all the other things that come with sexual abuse when you
Yeah,
experience it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that was good that that came out and that, at least pursued because no matter, in any case, there needs to be consequences, right, for
yeah,
things like this. And we can forgive and get the healing in our lives, but there still is those consequences, right?
yeah,
Even if it's in our own families, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So that was very brave of you. I think that's awesome that you were able to come up with it and at least something be pursued in it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you went on to take some things after school, right? You did you um did you
Um,
go to culinary school or something?
yeah, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was a real estate agent for 5 years. I went to culinary school. Didn't manage to finish it because I found the teaching to be very strict
Yeah.
and not my it wasn't I wanted to cook, but I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do it for personal,
Yeah. Yeah.
personal, not as a job. So
Right, right.
yeah. I've done lots of things, and then I was cleaning houses for a long time for people and making minimum wage, and
Yeah.
so I decided to start my own company,
Yeah.
cleaning company, and that was for about 3 years, and then the car accident happened,
Yeah.
so
And can
I
you
had
tell
to.
us about that, like with the car accident?
I was actually at work, cleaning a house, and I had a fellow friend of mine pick me up because I didn't have a vehicle at the time. And 5 minutes later, we got hit, my pro child, and we rolled 6 times onto oncoming traffic.
Wow.
And yeah, it was pretty traumatic. It was at the time I didn't feel anything. I was in shock.
Yeah.
So and then the next morning, I didn't go to the hospital. The next morning, I woke up and
Oh, you
yeah, there
didn't
it
go to the
was.
hospital?
I
Oh,
didn't because
oh
I
my
was in
goodness.
shock. I felt good. It was fine.
Oh my
I had a
goodness.
little bit of glass in my hand. It was no big deal.
Wow.
And I don't like hospitals, so I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm fine. But yeah, no, it was 2 days later. I woke up and yeah, it had hit me, and my whole body was just completely out of whack. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's
because
been
you
a long
said
road since then.
the car rolled several times, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Before they
And
had put the Meridian up on the Crowchild Trail. We went, slipped and
yeah.
rolled it into the oncoming traffic. We didn't hit it, nobody hit us, but thank goodness. But
And what was it? Was it something that had happened to the driver that this happened?
yeah, the driver got a brain aneurysm.
Okay, so
Um,
you were in the as a passenger and yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I've had well, that happened about 4.5 years ago, and for about 3.5 years, I had headaches, excruciating, terrible headaches every day.
Wow.
I have nerve damage. My back is completely, I can't stand for longer than 2 minutes. Well, I can sit longer, but
Mm,
standing, I can't clean, obviously. I've had to stop my career. I've been jobless for 4.5 years.
right. Yeah,
So
that was a major,
really,
but a miracle that you weren't, killed when you think
I
about
know if that
rolling.
Meridian would have been put in, I think that would have been
Yeah.
really bad if we
Yeah.
slammed into that. So I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah, you had protection for sure. I feel like we go through these things in life and they are hard, but you had a certain protection over you that you weren't killed or something, like you didn't even go to
Yeah,
the hospital at first. So that's quite amazing, Joni. Like,
yeah.
I believe we have those guides and those angels watching over us, right? And
And at the time, I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
no,
Um,
you wouldn't have even
uh,
thought of that because
yeah, I
you
mean,
had no really spiritual knowledge, right? From your parents or that background.
No, I knew there was, I mean, I believe that there was something else
Yeah,
other than this life or something. I wasn't too sure, but we
yeah,
never went to church. We never, we didn't grow up with any religion.
right.
Or any belief. I was looking online one day, and I don't know. I needed something more in life. I was in another toxic relationship,
Mhm.
and I just wasn't happy, and I needed to learn something. I needed something,
Yeah,
so I found the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, and they were offering a course called Foundations,
yeah.
which teaches about their teaching and about meditation and spirituality, and I was like, oh, that looks good. I'm gonna take that. So
Yeah.
I signed
Um,
up and walked through the doors, and
which is quite amazing that you just had no background. You hadn't even been to the center to like a
no,
service or an event, and then you took the class. So that was definitely another, being led in your life, which
yeah,
is so amazing that you were drawn to that and you saw it online. Like I just feel like these things in people's lives are so amazing that
right,
we're led, right? But maybe we'll just back up a second because before that, you had addiction in your life and kind of conquered that. Do you want to share just because that was before you went to the center, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That was I want to say 4 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe you could
um
share what happened.
Well,
You
about
kind of
six
got,
years, yeah, about 6 years ago,
yeah.
I have scoliosis, arthritis in my back. So I've always had a problem with my back.
Hmm.
And one day I was just in so much pain, and I was with an old acquaintance, and she was doing fentanyl. So I thought, hey, that'll work.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain.
Hmm.
Little did I know what that
Yeah.
was going to lead me to.
Right.
Yeah, I started doing that, and it took my life. It took me down
Yeah.
for 2 years. For 2 years, I was still having my cleaning company, but I was nodding off at work.
Yeah.
I was getting fired from jobs, and
Yeah.
I got into multiple car accidents before
Mm.
this one. Not
Right.
as serious,
Right.
because I was still working, but yeah, I mean, I would just be reckless, and then one day I just decided that's it. That's it.
Mm.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I went through 2 weeks of hardcore withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like,
And you said it was at your own place. You didn't
yeah,
even go to a center. You just decided that was it and
yeah,
you
yeah.
did it on.
My previous, my last ex, it was abusive, toxic, but that's one thing he did do is he was there for me the whole time.
Yeah.
He helped me through that, which
Yeah.
was really good because I don't know if I would have been able to do it on my own.
Which is another provision, like, it's amazing. Hey, even though you said it was not the best relationship, but he was still there to
Yeah,
help you through that. So
yeah,
it's like, these little pieces of the puzzle in our life, that
yeah.
he came just at that time.
That's
They,
what his purpose was in my
yeah,
life.
his purpose was just to help you through that and that
Yeah,
you went through that on your own. When I heard you say that you didn't go to a center, you just did it on your own. You stayed in your house and you just kind of suffered it through, which was really hard for you.
yeah.
But I
It's the
feel
hardest
like
thing I've ever
that
done.
was something that was put in you to do as well. And I just think
Hmm.
that something was guiding you and helping you in that too. Don't you feel like that was
Oh, for
amazing to
big
do
time.
that
Yeah.
on your own like that?
Yeah. Even though when I was going through the withdrawal, it felt like demons in and out of my body. It was the
Right.
most worst feeling ever. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't wish that upon anybody, but and
Yeah.
you think this is gonna, like, you're gonna feel like that forever. And then all of a sudden you start feeling a little bit better and you see that little light at the end of the tunnel. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
And once I got out of it, I haven't looked back. I'll never even
That's
consider doing that again.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, Joni.
Yeah.
That's like you did that and just conquered through on your own. And I know you had that like that unseen help, right? The spiritual help was there, right? Even though
Yeah.
you maybe didn't really know it
I
then,
didn't realize it at the time,
you
but I
know?
do now.
Yeah, you do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you went to this class and you walked into the foundations class just completely unaware of kind of, way of what you were going to get into. But yeah, so. that was, and you can talk about that was a cute story. You told me what the leader, Dr. Pat, said to you when you had to introduce yourself,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she teased you, and you kind of liked that.
Oh, I was so nervous because, it was a class of probably about, gosh, 25 people. It was a big
Yeah,
class
yeah,
and I didn't know anybody.
yeah,
So it was a little bit, I was a little bit nervous,
yes,
I've been in a
sure.
shell my whole life and,
Yeah,
you know, I've always been told that I wasn't good enough or I would never spoke out, right? I never,
yeah,
I was very
yeah,
reserved and
yes,
I didn't want people to hear me talk or anything like that. So it was really
yeah.
out of my comfort zone.
You're right.
So I went in and we're introducing ourselves and the facilitator, Dr. Pat, she says, "Okay, so now would you like to introduce yourself? And the only way you can introduce yourself is through interpretive dance." And my mouth just dropped. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And she starts laughing, and I'm like, "Okay, this is my people."
Oh.
Because it's my sense of humor, kind of sense of humor like that, right?
Yeah.
So
And I
that
even
was,
think that's amazing because she reached out to you in that way of humor that reached you,
yeah.
right? So I just feel like all these little things which we sometimes just bypass and think it's a coincidence, but look at how she was meant to say that to you to reach
Hmm.
you and make you feel comfortable and say, oh, wow, look at she has a sense of humor, right? And that
Yeah.
drew you and made you feel comfortable. And
Yeah.
so I feel like all these little things, sometimes we don't think of it till after, wow, like that was meant to be that she say that even,
Hmm.
and made you feel, kind of you thought it was funny and
Well, I'm all about humor. I mean,
yeah,
I put humor into almost anything, if it's a
yeah.
terrible situation, I'll put
Yeah.
humor into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah,
amazing. So she related to your heart, right? Like
yeah,
she related to you in
yeah,
that way, which is, I always think that's what I feel like we're just, I don't know, you probably think that now too. We're just constantly being guided and those
yeah.
things are not coincidences and they help us through each step as we're growing and changing and finding, our light and finding who
Hmm.
we are, which you never knew until you took the foundations class.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it
Just
not only changed my life, and I'm not only it just changed my life completely.
yeah,
It was what needed to happen,
yeah.
and
And you could talk about, how you said how when we were talking previous, how you were so negative and how much that
oh,
changed for
it
you.
was like every day. Every day it was like, oh, I hate my life. I hate this. I hate that. Oh, well, I'm not going to get that. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Oh, and it was just constant negative affirmations
Right.
that
Yeah.
I didn't realize what the impact it was
Yeah.
having and
Right.
what it was doing,
Yes.
right? The severity of my negative thinking brought all the negative into my life.
Exactly. Self-fulfilling, right?
Yeah. I didn't even realize that me saying it over and over again every day, that's what I was creating.
Right. Right. Such
Yeah.
a good
That
point.
was a huge, huge, huge
Epiphany.
moment
Yeah.
for me.
Aha moment.
Yeah. It was like, what? Yeah, that's right. That is so right. Because, I looked at an old calendar I found where you put
Right.
down
You talked
dates
about that. Yeah.
and, you put down what it'll ask you a question and probably it's like half the year, more than half the year.
Yeah.
There's stuff on there that's just negative. Like I can't believe how negative I was.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
I was
almost
so
good that
down on
you had
myself.
that to compare, right? That you could
Yes.
go back to it and say, "Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, look at how far I've come
Yeah. Yeah.
from then."
Well,
Right?
I went to the center in I think it was October 2023.
Hmm.
So about two and a half,
Yeah.
a little over
Yeah.
2 years.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
a lot has changed in 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's just, but
Amazing.
number one is my mindset
Yeah.
and where I put my attention.
Right. Yeah.
And I've been now I'm able to set boundaries. I'm able to stick up for myself, which I never did before.
Yeah. So important.
So it's so freeing.
Yeah. And what about like I know we all call it different God or whatever, but what that spiritual side, how do you see it now compared to what you did?
Um, Before I didn't, I don't know. I didn't have any belief. I didn't think. I didn't know before,
Yeah,
but now it's
yeah,
like I know that I'm guided by spirit. I know that,
yeah,
whatever I put my attention on is what will become.
yeah,
When
yeah,
I'm thinking negative, instantly I can turn it around to something positive and
exactly.
not go on this downhill of negative things until it's becomes form in my life. So
Right.
now I can stop that and be like,
Yeah.
how can I change this into a positive? And then everything that's happened to me, I always thought it was, look, poor me. Oh, why me? Why did this happen to me? Well, I didn't deserve that.
Yeah, yeah,
But now it's like, you know what? I take all those negative experiences and the trauma and the abuse and see the gift in all of it.
yeah. That's
The
beautiful,
the gift
Joanie.
is that, I learned something from every one of those people
Yes.
that did whatever they did to me.
Yes,
Um,
that's such an important message, right?
yeah,
To see the
yeah.
gift because it's so hard at
It's
the
hard at the
time,
time when you're
but
in it.
and when somebody says to you, "What was the gift in it?" you think, "What? I have to see a gift in it."
Yeah,
But
I'm
then,
like, I hate that asshole, like,
yeah,
there was
yeah,
hate and negative feelings towards them. And I wanted them,
yeah,
I wanted to hurt them
yeah,
but they were there for a reason,
yeah,
and that was for my personal growth, and I wouldn't be here today if that stuff didn't happen.
right. Because it led
It
you
didn't make me who I am.
yeah, all those steps, and then eventually to taking that course, and then
Yeah,
opening up a whole new world to you, and then and also I know you and I talked about how the love thing. Like I'm sure, like it's about love, right? And I know that you feel that you are loved, and you are love, right?
yeah,
Yeah, just that's the kind of the message, right? That we learn who we are and that we're a soul and that we're
yeah,
so perfect and loved, right? And
yeah.
that's what I love.
The first time, well, not the first time, when I really truly experienced unconditional love was when I had my son. And he couldn't have
Right.
came at the better time, the most perfect time because I was not in a good spot. I
Yeah.
mean, not on a number of occasions I wanted to commit suicide.
Right, right.
The last time when I wanted to commit suicide was about 5 or 6 years ago,
Okay.
and the only thing that saved me from doing that was my son, and not wanting to put him through that,
Yeah,
and
that's a
knowing that
yeah,
that's unconditional love there. I can't leave him, so that was a big life
yeah.
changer for me.
Right. That's yeah, he was a gift to you too, right? Just
Oh,
to
he's my
that's
angel.
something you could focus on, right? And say, I have to be here for my son.
Yeah,
And and I know you said you have a great relationship with him now, so that's
yeah,
so beautiful. Hey,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
he's graduating this year, so I'm pretty proud. And
yeah,
and as much as I don't didn't get along with his father, he's a good dad.
yeah.
He's a good dad. He
Oh, good.
turned out to be a wonderful, wonderful person
Oh,
and
good.
intelligent and smart. And he's nothing like I was when I was that age. Thank God.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know? Um,
yeah. So
and
you
I
can give
know,
him a little different life than you had, right?
oh,
And
like not even close to being the same, which I'm so grateful that
yeah.
he has that.
Must bring you so much joy, right?
Oh
Just to
yeah,
see that
yeah,
different experience for him than what you had gone through, right? And
yeah. But like he gets anxiety once in a while, which I think
yeah.
I might have he might have I don't know if this is right, if you can pass that on to your unborn baby,
Oh,
anxiety. So I
right.
think maybe he might have got that from me
Yeah,
when I was pregnant with him, but I'm not
right.
sure.
Yeah, sometimes
But
those
other than
things
that, he's good.
but yeah,
He's a little bit reserved, a little bit shy,
yeah,
but he's smart. He's so smart.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm so proud of him.
such a blessing in your
Yeah.
life, hey, that
Yeah.
like you say on so many fronts, right? Showing you
Yeah.
that unconditional love. I know when I first had my first child too, it was a boy, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I have so much love for this child. I just can't believe how I feel.
I
It
know,
was
right? It's the
just
love
like
you've never
the
felt before, right?
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
then I actually, right away thought that must be how God loves me. Because I was brought up, in a Christian home. I believe a little differently now, but I still had that sense that that's how God loves me.
Yeah.
and of course he loves us even more than that, right? Because people who have near death experiences talk about how they just feel so loved that they never felt anything like it. The
Wow.
love that you can't imagine. And so we can only imagine how much we love our child when they're
Right.
born, right? And we think that's so amazing. But
Right.
just to think that, spirit or the divine or whatever you want to say loves us even so much more than that is
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful thing, right? So
Well,
yeah,
and my perception of love my whole life was not good. I didn't, love was just this word, and it's
yeah,
overrated, and love isn't what they say. I've never experienced that, right?
yeah, yes,
Now it's like total opposite. Like
yeah,
you just, it's all about love, right? Everything revolves around love,
that's
and
so yeah, you have a
I
whole
embrace
different
it now.
picture. Yeah, a whole different picture, right,
Yeah.
Joey?
Yeah.
Like you see it so differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how could you have known really what you didn't see that real
No.
love, right? And
No.
in the people that you were around. I mean, I believe, and you probably do now too, that we all have that love within us, but we can cover it and lock it away. Right? We
Yeah.
do, and people do, and then all kinds of abuses and things happen because it's
If you don't
locked
love
away.
yourself, you just let it happen.
Yeah, it's locked away in the people, and then people become
Take advantage of
abusers
it.
or right, and that kind of thing. So if we can look at people and think we were created, and and you probably believe this too, from the divine, we're little parts of that source, right? But
Hmm.
lots can come in and cover that over in our lives, and then people can do all kinds of atrocities, right?
Hmm.
But when you think that we are completely loved, even so, those ones, that's another amazing message. And I've had to really wrap my head around that one because that's hard to
Yeah,
take in sometimes.
right. It's like how do you see God in situations like that are so terrible, right? And
Yeah,
why do people do the things they do and you think it's so evil, but we were talking in class the other night, and this made me change my perception a little bit more at, the people that are doing these things that you think are evil or
yeah,
that hurt you.
yeah.
Well, most of the time they're pretty much ignorant. They don't know any better,
That's
right?
right, Joni. So,
They don't think there's anything wrong with it because of the way they were raised or their experiences that
yes,
made them believe that this is okay.
yes,
So that
absolutely.
helps a little bit with like why did that person do that?
Yeah,
Well, they didn't know any better. And
yes,
it's not giving them an excuse or justifying it,
right, exactly. It
but
doesn't justify it,
it
but
helps you forgive them.
yes, yes, Joni,
Um,
absolutely.
they're everybody's connected. We're all one.
Mhm.
Um, they were a baby once, too, right? They
Yes.
just lost their way.
Yeah,
Or they were
exactly.
brought up to, maybe they were brought up abused. Maybe they got sexually abused.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
whatever it may be.
yeah,
So that helps a lot with the forgiveness.
it does. Yeah. And there's a lady that from Ireland, Lorna Byrne, and she sees angels since she was little. And she was talking about in one of her books about that whole love thing and how, that parents and people in our life don't treat us. And then she said just what you said, they know no better. They
Hmm.
know no better,
Hmm.
and the angels have always told her since she was little, about any situation where she's been knocked down or, abused or whatever, and said they know no better, right? And so I love that. That even that expression, they know no better. They just, like you say, they've been through things and they're
Yeah.
traumatized. So then they go on to traumatize. So I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I've personally been learning too lately is just being able to see people through a different lens, like you say.
Hmm.
It helps you because it is hard to forgive sometimes and to let those things go. But if you can see them through that lens and
Hmm.
that they knew no better or they were abused and
Yeah.
that there's always that reason if we could see the background, if we knew all
Hmm.
things which we don't about everybody, we don't know, and
Yeah.
one thing that I've noticed in near-death experiences, people will say that a lot of things are shown to them when they die. They'll even see about somebody else, and they'll see that background, like what you're talking about, what they went through, and they'll just all of a sudden have the understanding of, oh
Mm,
my goodness, like no
yeah,
wonder they're like they were, and that's shown to them. So it's really a key point there is that we don't know what someone
yeah,
else has gone through, even our own family.
right.
Sometimes they don't share and we don't know what they went through, right? So it does help with the, like you say, the forgiveness thing. It's not
Mhm.
justifying it or saying that it was okay. It's
Yeah,
just giving you that understanding to
it
to
just
for,
helps you.
to
It helps
forgive,
you
right? To
to
release them.
not have them rent space in you anymore.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it, Joni. We don't want that. We don't want that plaguing our lives,
Yeah.
right? And that hurt and that, resentment from it. So, yeah, that's really cool. It's
Yes.
it's so awesome what you're learning, hey? I'm sure you're
Oh,
just
it's just like, I mean,
so freeing for you.
I was reading Working with the Law by Raymond Holyfield. One of the
Right.
best books I've ever written. Within the first chapter, I was bawling because
Ah,
I was finally like, this is how it is. This is
yeah,
it. Now I know how it all works. And it was
yeah.
like, wow,
Wow. Just opened
wow.
up your
Okay, this is it. Okay, now I get it.
yeah.
And I just was
It's
like
like the
hysterically
understanding,
bawling.
right?
Because
Yeah,
yeah, that understanding, finally, I know this is
yeah,
how the world works. This is how things
yeah,
work. And it
yeah,
was like, wow, I just
yeah,
mind blowing. So
yeah.
it was so mind blowing that I just started
Right.
like bawling my face
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same. Some things touch me and it just makes me cry
Hmm.
because it's like touching that part of your soul. And really I feel like you cry because inside you know it's the truth.
Yeah,
And it resonates so much that you just feel so emotional, right?
yeah,
Because it's
that's
like
exactly.
they always say, spiritual teachers say that we do have it all inside of us if we just knew and could really
Hmm.
comprehend it all. But then when it resonates with you, it touches your soul and you cry, it's emotional,
Yeah.
right? So it's something that you know inside yourself and you're like, wow, right? It's just like
Well,
now
I mean, almost every Sunday I'm crying
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because of Amy's voice or the talk or
yeah,
the energy, the people I taught that are there. It's
yeah,
like it's so emotional still.
yeah,
And I think
right.
it always will be because,
Yeah,
it touches my heart, it touches my soul.
yes,
I finally found what it
yeah.
is I was looking for.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. You found that. Well, you found that within yourself. Hey, that truth within yourself that
Hmm.
was there, but it was hidden away because you just didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And now you have the understanding. Yeah,
Well,
that's,
because I looked at it, I looked after everybody else my entire life. I've always been in a relationship where I looked after my spouse, or looked
yeah,
after my brother when my mom was out drinking, or looked after my father when he was withdrawing, or all the abusive relationships. I was the one that looked after them, so I forgot about myself. I
exactly.
lost myself at a very young age. So my identity was, I didn't know who I was. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
I would hide because, if I said anything wrong, I'd get beat up or I'd get yelled at or ridiculed or,
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
any kind of abuse you can imagine.
Right,
And
right.
so I just kind of, okay, I'll just pretend to be somebody. I don't know who I am and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna live my life like this, I guess. And
Yeah,
so I'm finding out a lot about myself that I didn't
yeah.
know.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
that's amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
and just loving yourself, right? And
yes.
being good to yourself. I know you talked
Yeah.
about that. Just being okay being by yourself and you've
I
had that.
couldn't, this is the first time I've been by myself. Like I've always lived with somebody or been around somebody or had roommates
Yeah,
and I'm finally by myself and it is the best thing ever.
yeah.
Yeah. I have
That's
time
so
to
amazing.
to focus on myself for once.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing, Joni.
Yeah.
Yeah, your life is such a transformation and I just feel
Oh,
like it can, give hope to so many. And you started, you went to one of the fellows, Doug's workshop, and now you're starting to get involved in those workshops, right? They're transformational. Do you want to say a little
yeah.
bit about that?
I took Doug's first class. The first time I took it was prisoner of your own mind, self-sabotage. And I always used to say that to myself. I'm a prisoner of my own mind. My mind controls me. I can't do anything about it. So that resonated with me, just the title. So I took it.
Yes.
And then I took it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was approached by Doug asking if I was interested in helping facilitate one of these
Right.
classes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just, you what? You want me? What? I'm not even healed. I'm not in the position to teach people. I'm still working on myself. But, he said, you know what, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
People resonate with people that are real and that are going through real life,
yeah,
problems. They don't like perfect because
yeah,
they can't relate, right?
right.
And he said, I just want you to share your experiences, learn the work, learn
Yes.
the
Yeah,
teaching,
yes.
and just go with your experiences.
Yeah,
People relate to that
yeah,
more than going through the textbook, right? Because,
exactly.
oh,
Exactly.
that happened to me. Okay. Oh, that
Yeah,
happened to me. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
So I've been working on that, and then the first class will be April 18th in
right.
Calgary, and
Yeah,
then
coming up.
I believe May 9th in Red Deer.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, we'll try to put that in the notes and have this episode out by then. That's what I'm hoping because it takes a little while to get the episodes out as we do them. But yes, I would be it would be nice for people to know about that. And
Yeah.
you're saying there might be a fee for it, but they can get that in. Maybe we'll put something
Yeah,
in.
I'm not sure about that yet.
Yeah,
Um,
but we'll be able to maybe put some information in the
Yeah.
notes. Yeah, so that people are
I just want to be able
interested.
to help people. If there's somebody
Yeah.
out there that could benefit from even one thing that I say,
Yeah.
it would fill me with joy,
Yeah.
if I could help someone that's going through something like that,
Yeah, that's so beautiful, Jody. I
knowing that
love.
there is chance to change and there is hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, I can just see in you that I always say it's that light, right? Shining, you're shining your light now. It's just it was in there, but it was
It
hidden,
was just
and now it's
turned
coming
off.
out,
It was just
right?
turned off.
Yeah, it was turned, it was kind of like covered over, right? And
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, so what if you were to say something to the listener today, what is the one thing you would like to say? Like what, hope can you give to someone else that might be
Uh,
listening today?
Um, that you're not alone.
Right. Yeah.
And there's always ways to get help. Um, by talking to somebody, um, and it doesn't shape who you are. You can always get out of what you're in.
Mm,
Um,
right.
and there's you are loved, and
Yes.
that's it's a big step. The biggest step that you can take is actually asking for help or looking for
Right.
help.
Right.
But
Yes.
once you do, your life will change.
Yeah,
There's people
absolutely.
out there that care, and there's people out there that will help you, even just to listen.
Hmm.
you know um and you're not who you're not defined by your past,
Exactly.
and you can change your past. You can change.
Yeah,
You're not
absolutely.
stuck there forever.
Yeah.
There's always a way. There's always the solution. There's always a solution and a way out of any traumatic event or anything you're going through right now.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's great, Joni. Absolutely. Yeah. And just like how you were led step by step and just going to that course, just like out of the blue, you just see, right? And
Mhm.
that can be for any one of us,
You bet.
right? On that path. It just that once I know when I was at that really depressed state and my marriage was falling apart and I was crying in the shower and I just said, God, please, please help me. And I was led to a book in a bookstore and it was like it popped out on the shelf to me. And it was on abusive relationships, right?
Yeah.
And I just knew that that was from divine, from God, like that
Yeah.
he was helping me just as I cried out. So it's always maybe, different things for different people.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I went on to, go to workshops and, start reading and taking courses. And
Yeah.
so I know it's just like for each one of us, we're led if we're like you say, just asking for help, whether that's to someone else or just crying out to
Yeah.
to God, divine source, it's
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It's just that heart, right?
Yeah.
Like when you from your heart really want that help, you will find it because it's
Yeah.
sincere, right? When when we do that, it's like so sincere. It's not like just saying, oh,
Yeah.
casually, right? It's
When
so intense from our hearts, right?
Yes, when you're done and you want to change,
Yeah,
that's it. Right?
yeah,
And once you make that decision or once you have that feeling like you don't want to do this anymore, you need help, the universe hears that
yeah,
and sends you signs and sends you
exactly.
things to help you get there.
Yeah, a
You
hundred
just have to be
percent.
open and aware, right, of them.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
then, even if you aren't even aware,
Yeah,
like I wasn't aware when it happened to
right.
me.
Yeah, it just happened and you
It just
just did.
happened, and now I look, it's like that was divine timing.
Yeah, yeah.
That
It
was supposed to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I love that. Like when you talk to people, each story that I hear of someone's spiritual journey is that same thing. It's just like something happened and something pointed them to the
Hmm.
change that needed, right? That moment, that shift in their perception about something
Hmm.
happened through all kinds of different things, right? And it's so interesting to see how each person is led differently. But like you say, just as soon as you have that desire, you'll start being led to the right things if you really have that in your heart, right?
Yeah.
So that's absolutely amazing. So anyway, well, that is just awesome. I love your story, Joni, and you just shine, you do, and what a beautiful soul. And you
Thank
have, and
you.
you always had it there. You just didn't know, right? And
Exactly.
that's what I love about this is it's just knowing that we're all that beautiful soul, even if it was covered over with muck and mire for a while, it can come out and shine what you have, right? You've always been that beautiful soul, no matter what happened to you. And that's kind of my passion is that people know that. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter what happened to you. It does
No,
not. Like, I mean,
it
it was
doesn't.
hard, it was not nice, it was, all those things, but you were always that loving, beautiful soul inside. And, now you know it, right? And
Hmm.
you're starting to understand it and it's coming out. And what a beautiful heart you have to help other people. I think that
Thank
that's
you.
really
Thank
going to
you.
be awesome for you going forward, right? Just you being so involved in different things, right? And so that's awesome. So thanks so much for sharing your story. And I know this will, I'm hoping that the listeners, will give them that hope and encouragement too, no matter what you're going through that there, change is possible, that you're loved, you're a beautiful soul, you can shine and that God or divine just loves you unconditionally. So yeah, so let your light shine, Jody, as you go
Thank you
forward.
very much.
Yeah, and thanks so much for sharing today. I hope you've enjoyed listening to our guest story of their spiritual journey today. If somehow has helped you or resonated with you, please do leave a comment below. Maybe you're going through your own time of and spiritual journey, so maybe it's helped you in some way. Also, please like and subscribe to this channel so you'll be sure to get more and hear more of these spiritual journeys. Thank you very much for being with us today.